Most people fail. So for you to even be a profitable day trader, come here. Listen. If you're a prop trader and you failed and you failed and you failed and you failed, or even if you're a regular trader, right? I'll open this up to everybody and you're still failing and you feel like there's no upside, you're not improving at all. I have an idea of what it is that you're doing. And I'm going to address that right here in this video with one of the most common, probably the largest mistake that most failing traders are making. Before that, my name is Forrest. I invest in stuff. I'm a day trader. I trade futures, ES, and NQ. I have a Discord where we call out trades every single day live. There's a link below. There's a 7-day free trial. We also have a free chat. Check it out. And I am a funded prop trader with Apex Trader Funding. There's a link down below. You can get 71% off with the code, as well as 90% off whenever they have that sale. You can use my code. It's down in the description. So in this video, I'm actually going to jump into my stats for the month so far in December. I'll keep it scoped and small. And I want to show you the difference between how I'm trading and some of the things that I'm doing, and use that as the lens to identify what it is that you are not doing and why you continue to fail as a growing sapling young trader. But we're not going to do it over here. We're going to switch over to the other camera and I'll see you over there right after this quick cut. Really wanted to mess around with the camera setup in this one if you can't tell. So I put this camera, this is a 50mm lens way back here. I should do a video maybe one time talking about my camera setup and all my gear. I don't know if you guys care about that, whatever. We're going to get into the trading content. Let me go ahead and start recording my screen and we're going to jump right into it. So we're actually not going to look at the market in particular in this screen. We're going to go right to my dashboard for the month of December and get right into it. So what is this tool here before we actually, get into the screen recording? This is TradeZella. I use Notion and TradeZella to do journaling and statistics. Kind of the key point of this video, guys, and I'll just cut right to the chase, is tracking your performance. So it's something I talk about all the time. I'm actually going to show you some of my performance. I'm really just for this month. I'm on a hot streak right now, actually going back into November, but we'll just focus on December for now because there's a lot of green and that's great for YouTube, quite honestly. But no, the point here is that you cannot improve what you don't measure. And I'll say that again. You absolutely cannot improve what you don't measure. Now, you can improve to a degree. If you think of like weightlifting and things like that, there are going to be newbie gains from you showing up and doing the work. But if you really want to be successful at trading, you have to remember a few things. Trading is really hard. It's one of the hardest skills that you will ever try to develop in your life. Most people fail. So for you to even be a profitable day trader, you are an exception. You have to realize that. It's not like being a successful plumber or electrician or whatever else where you can just generally do it and even the crappy ones will make money and have jobs. The only way to make money as a trader consistently is to be exceptional. You have to be exceptional. You have to have a system. And so one of the frameworks and the things that I talk about often in the Discord, just coaching people, is having a mental framework and things like that. We're not going to talk too much about that in this video, but the key point in terms of that sliver of thought is think about the trader that you want to be and ask yourself on a daily basis, are you doing the things that that trader would do? Because if you're not, you'll never be that person. So right now on the screen, I have TradeZella up. This is a tool. I upload all my trades from Ninja for my 20 accounts, as well as my personal account in here. If you're not familiar with Apex, they are a prop trading firm. I've been trading them for a while. I am an affiliate with them. Check them out. I think they're probably the best prop firm in terms of just being consistent and affordability, our risk return on dollars. So I think they're one of the best prop firms in terms of just the price that you pay in order to get an account and being able to leverage that. There might be other firms that have better UIs and things on their website, and that's fine. I recently started using FTMO as well for trading Forex, but 99% of my effort and time goes into trading these accounts. And I also trade my personal account just with NinjaTrader as well and have them all on a trade copier here. So TradeZella tracks my stats here. So there's a few things for December so far. One, you see the net P&L, trade expectancy, profit factor, trade win percentage, and the average win-loss per trade. I want to talk about just these things here. The P&L actually doesn't matter. So profit factor and trade expectancy are pretty important. So this is nominal dollars that I can expect to win or lose per trade. So every time I put on a trade, I can expect in general to make $491.64. It's a pretty good number. My profit factor is 2.49. This is total profits divided by total losses. So you want your profit factor to be obviously over 1. Your trade win percentage though actually doesn't need to be over 1. And this is what's key here. And this is why you need to actually track your metrics in general. And this is going to go into, probably why you're failing as a trader is you don't know what works. You really don't know what works and you might be chasing the wrong metrics. You're getting caught up in holding your losers, and holding your losers is what causes these numbers to be the inverse or just, generally unprofitable. You don't actually need a over 50% win percentage, especially if you scalp. I've been scalping a lot recently. It's a great scalping market. And one of the things with scalps in particular is that you just need to hold the winners. So I could go in 3 or 4 entries, get stopped out 2 or 3 points immediately, maybe even 5 points immediately. And then I hit a trade, and some of the trades I'm hitting are 40 or 50 points in this quote unquote scalp market. So if I'm getting 40 or 50 points on a trade, it doesn't matter if the 4 trades before that I got stopped out for 3 points. That's 12 points loss and then 50 points up, right? It's 38 points net. I just made those figures up, but you see how that works, which is why it's so important to cut your losses as fast as possible, guys. Your trade win percentage does not need to be high. What you need is for your winners to print. And what does that look like? So before we get into that, let's actually just look at some other cool numbers here. So you can see here that I've been green every day so far. Sunday was negative 1.44K. This is really, Monday pre-market trades, pulls them into Sunday. Not sure why. Maybe I put those on, early in the morning. But in general, I'm up 73 grand across my 20 accounts and trying to get that, obviously as high as possible. There's some holidays here and at the end of the month. We're not going to focus too much on the macro, but nice numbers overall. I really want you to pay attention though. If you trade Zella, use a spreadsheet, doesn't matter. Trade expectancy and profit factor are the most 2 important numbers in terms of trading. Trade win percentage does not matter nearly as much. It's important to know, it's important to track. If this was getting down to 30% or even 40%, it's actually a little bit lower than I would like right now, which is something that I will address. I never claim to be a perfect trader. I'll call out my mistakes in nearly every single video that I do. So I want this to be as high as possible, but it is a secondary, far more secondary than these other 2 numbers, which is, really profit factor, I would say is number 1, then trade expectancy. And then of course, just, the general net nominal value. So let's look at this other report. So there's a bunch of reports in TradeZella. We're still here looking at December. And the key and the reason that you're blowing up your prop accounts, guys, is you're not holding your trades. So this chart here on the right is really what it comes down to. I did a video talking about how to pass, the challenge for Apex Trader funding. And the key of that is just holding smaller risk for longer. And I'll say that again. I'm going to break down exactly what we see here on the screen, but the key to passing any prop firm, whether it's Apex, Elite Trader Funding, Top Step, FTMO, Rocket, whatever, all of them, the ones I don't even know about. The key is holding smaller risk for longer. That's all you have to do. I'm telling you, that's all you have to do. Trade on the higher time frames. I have the data to prove it. So let's look at my screen. These are my actual trade performance from this month. Nothing to hide. So let's just see here. Trades under 1 minute. So all my trades under 1 minute, red. 1 minute to 2 minutes, green. 2 to 5. So this one here is what I want to eliminate entirely, as well as anything under 10 minutes. I mean, these are slightly green. 5 to 10 minutes is green, but 2 to 5 minutes, if I'm in a trade, this is how you actually think about this. It doesn't mean that if I hold a trade longer, I'm going to be profitable. The way to think about this is if I go into a trade and I expect it to pay in 3 minutes, if I'm trading on the 5-minute chart and I expect it to print in the next candle, that would be another 5 minutes. Statistically, I'm going to be wrong. That's going to be a losing trade. So really what this means is that I should be looking for trades that are on higher time frames, because I am objectively better at making money between 10 minutes to an hour. 10 minutes to an hour. And then I have overnight trades, which also do okay. But 10 minutes to an hour is where I'm really printing money. I could argue that in this 1 to 2 minute range, these are like tiny scalps that I do okay. But if I really wanted to maximize what I'm good at, which is what you need to do to really pump those metrics I talked about earlier, then this is what, for me, this isn't for everybody. For me, I need to do this. Now, for everybody though, you're going to have a similar distribution, I promise. Just by talking to a ton of other traders, people who have failed, looking at their trades in general, they have a ton of red in this early range, just huge amounts of red here in the 1 to 10 minute range. And that's because they are too zoomed in. Like they're this close to the screen. You're looking at the price action and you've lost sight of the bigger picture. Think about it. If I'm holding a trade for an hour, I have to be looking at the bigger picture. I'm probably only looking at the bigger picture if I'm in a trade for that long. And what's cool about that, if we think about, some of the challenges like Apex, and everybody always complains about the trailing, and I need to do another video talking about some of the other things people complain about with the trailing. But people always wonder like, oh, well, there's $2,500 of trailing, so they're just trying to make you fail. It's like, guys, if you hold 5 MNQ, you can be wrong for 250 points. And remember, as soon as you make money back, you get the trailing back that you lose. So say you lose 500 of trailing, your next trade, you net $500, you gain that back. So it's not like you just lose it and lose it and lose it, but you literally have to be wrong for 250 points to fail that challenge. And to do that, across a week, it means you probably don't have a profitable system and you're going to fail anyway. So it doesn't matter what challenge you're going to do. But if you're a decent trader trading small risk 5 MNQ, you'll never ever hit that trailing on a 50K account, which is what I'm referencing here implicitly. And I've been trading 5 MNQ. What's really cool, if you look at all this performance here, guys, this is all trading micros, all of it, every single day here. Every single day here, I never went full size. I was always trading from 5 to 1 MNQ. You really need to ask yourself, if you're unprofitable and you're trading 2 to 3 ES or 1 to 5 NQ, huge size, going for like 500, 400 bucks a point, 200 bucks a point, whatever it is, instead of $10 a point like I am, why you're doing that? Because I am crushing it. I am objectively doing better than every single one of you who's watching this, who is failing and not profitable. And I'm trading small size. Literally 5 MNQ is $10 a point. And some of these scalps, like I'm doing 1 MNQ and I'll hold it for 50 points. It's another 100 bucks. 100 bucks times 20 accounts, $2,000. I always am keeping the bigger picture in mind. As a trader, you need to always keep the bigger picture in mind. You need to always remember that you are more likely to be profitable by looking for the bigger macro moves because they're easier to read. If you look at the 1 hour, the 4 hour chart, and I just did a video last week, so look at some of the videos before this one talking about macro analysis and how macro analysis is the key to really hitting, big and profitable trades, which is exactly what we see here. There are a few other key things here. I like TradeZilla overall, as this is calling this out. I don't journal here anymore. Like I said, I do all my journaling in Notion. So I'll take screenshots of setups and put those over in Notion. I'll maybe do a different video on that, but that's something that you need to do as a new trader. So in recap, if you're a failing trader, the gist of it is nothing new that I haven't said before, is that you need to be journaling and tracking your metrics. But more importantly, you need to do that on your good and your bad days, right? You need to know what works. Like me finding out what works is just as important as me finding out what doesn't work. So I can maximize what works. Eventually, I'll start to address and maybe see if I can improve my metrics for what isn't working, but you will get a much better return on your investment. And I encourage you to only do the things that work, especially as a newbie. Stop beating your head against the wall, fighting your ego, caring about what other people say. You post a thesis, and now you're worried about how everybody's going to react to it if you're wrong. Who cares? You don't get paid off of likes on the internet or Discord, whatever, or on Reddit. You paid when you're net positive on the day. So if you post a thesis and it's wrong, suck it up, say I was wrong, and then show how you reversed it and you made 200 bucks. That's what it takes, and that's what it means to be a profitable trader. Stop getting hung up on the stuff that does not matter. The only thing that matters is making money, right? I'll say that again. The only thing that matters is actually making money. So ego, your emotions, if you have bad days, you cannot let bad days pass you by and not analyze them and figure out what went wrong. And you can't let good days pass you by without analyzing them, exactly what worked and how to replicate that. How do you 2x, 5x, 10x that? If you're not asking yourself the question, how can I 10x this? How can I 10x this? These are questions that you need to be asking yourself as a trader. And again, let's frame this into the thought framework of what would the successful version of you do so that you can do that. This successful trader you, the $1 million 7-figure version trader of you, has a ton of data. They're waking up early. They're analyzing every single trade. They're waking up and they're trading with a plan, right? They always have a plan when they enter a trade. They're not chasing. They're not letting FOMO guide them. These are all the things the successful version of you is doing, which is why they're a successful prop trader and you aren't. So work on becoming that person, track your trades. And if you have questions, hit me up in Discord. That's it for this one though, guys. Thanks for watching. As per usual, we just passed, as of the recording of this video, 3.7K, almost up to 4K subscribers, which is crazy to me. I feel super blessed. I appreciate each and every one of you trying to make these videos as good as possible. It really is my passion. So keep the feedback coming. Again, we have the free chat in the Discord. So if you have questions, hit me up there. People have started hitting me up on Instagram as well. I'm a little bit slower there because they go into like my little hidden message section. But if you have questions, hit me up on Instagram. But yeah, I appreciate all of you. Again, I'll say it in every video, for being a part of the community. More and more people are becoming more profitable in our Discord. So I would love to help you make more money and come along for the ride. And yeah, see you in the next one. Peace.